So let's take a look at what we got, Aries. King of Pentacles, that is an earth sign. Earth is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. This is also, you have 3 kings here. So that tells me that you have risen to a point of integrity. No longer allowing the little things in life to cause reactionary outbursts. Looks like you're really taking heed on your lessons that you've learned over the last couple of months. I know September was kind of rough for you, Aries. October was a little bit more of the same, working through some things, really accepting your part in things, really looking at things with integrity, also looking at ways to make money or to improve your money situation in somehow. So the king also can represent an older male or a very wise male if they're in a younger body. But that Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo kind of has that stability. And, you know, Taurus is the full moon is coming into Taurus too. So that will add to this King of Pentacles. But it looks like you're really picking a road and you're marching down it. Pulling up your big boy, big girl pants and moving towards integrity, speaking your truth with a little bit more love and kindness instead of the reaction stuff that kind of hits fire signs upside the head sometimes. But this is the 2. So it looks like you need to sit in contemplation, really block out a lot of the static that's been happening in your life, Aries, and take a look at what you want the next part of your life to look like. You have some choices to be made, but it looks like really taking the time to go into yourself and really search your soul. Where do you want to be? What do your future, what does that look like to you? And gaining some integrity, speaking your truth, not putting down the cutting edge tongue stuff. It looks like these swords are lighting up for me, that you can have quite a biting tongue. So it looks like putting that on reserve, putting that on the shelf, going inside to yourself and doing the work. So I'm really proud of you, Aries, for doing the work. This is a very passionate time of the year, and all these planets are moving around. Pluto is definitely making a presence. So it's time to go into yourself and take a look at what those passions are. You know, we change about every 7 years. So your hopes, wishes, dreams, and desires have probably changed too. So just kind of like picking up the pieces and trying to figure out what your next move is. But you must go into yourself, kind of close off yourself from other people's opinions while that's happening. And here's the 8. The 8 is like collecting information. Discs can stand for money. They can stand for higher education, movement. But this feels like you're collecting information. You're learning things. You are putting it out in the world, the information that you want, and being open to receiving that information. So this looks like a little bit of self-help stuff. That may mean joining an exercise class. It may mean reattaching or reconnecting with the God of your heart, however that looks to you, whether it's in a church, whether you're a Buddhist, whether you go to a mosque. But it looks like reconnecting with the spirit within, really collecting information. How do you make these changes? So that kind of goes right along the line with this, is collecting information and then sitting still to figure out what you want to do with that information, what your future looks like for you. And in the same vein, your past card is like looking at all the fantasies that you've had, looking at all the things, bringing the real world into more align with you, not maybe living in the dream so much, but also redo your dreams, redo your hope, wishes, and desires. They have changed. You have had an integral shift in your heart and in your mind and how you process things, Aries. So likewise, you need to up your game with your hopes, dreams, desires, your fantasy. What do you want to do? So a lot of these things are outdated. But also it looks like the veil of fantasy was also pulled from your eyes, that you really saw the truth of the matter, no matter what was being presented verbally, but you really were able to see the truth of the matter of a pretty important situation around your heart and around relationship space. So you have made some changes. So refill those empty spaces with your new dreams, hopes, and desires, Aries. Love card, two of balance. Looks like you have really been heartsick. This kind of medical symbol is lighting up for me. There has been a shift and a change in your love/sex relationship, whether it's deepened, whether you have released a toxic relationship, or just trying to better the one that you have. But there has been a big shift in your opinion, your life, and your processes. So it looks like working together. There may be children involved, but it looks like it really took you down the path of being heartsick and then got to the anger. Well, the heck with this. I need to change this or it's not going to change. So working with people, instead of being the lone wolf in this, asking for help, asking for guidance, seems to be what's happening right now. That's part of collecting all this information. But it looks like you really are healing your heart, and you're being a little kinder to yourself, choosing you first, and really figuring out what your future is going to look like with or without this person. So there you go. Ace of Wands. I love wands. I love aces. Those are what I call the God cards. That's when you're firmly back on your spiritual path. Wands are movement. That's fire. It's taking your dreams, putting them into reality, and being validated for them. So the farther you go, the more you step through your fears, Aries, the more you will be rewarded by spirit. You will know when you are on the right path because you will see all of the growth from all of your work. And it's starting to happen now. This also lights up for me like you're letting go of some really bad behaviors, some things that have become habitual that aren't really, either they're stagnant or they weren't propelling you forward into your highest essence and your highest growth. But now you're back on track. You are back on the path of enlightenment, wisdom, and some compassion for yourself and for others. So that's a wonderful card. The 10 of Swords, and yes, it depicts exactly what it looks like. It's betrayal, it's hurt, it's taking you down to the deepest, darkest levels of hell, and it looks like that's what it took. That's what it took, dear Aries, for you to make these changes. You know, you wanted to make these changes for a long time, but it took really getting stabbed in the back, really feeling betrayed to let the healing start. Let the healing start. And it came from many directions, but it looks like some of it was initiated by you, other people. It was initiated by other people as well. But it looks like the dark stuff is starting to rise and starting to leave your space. But it took some pretty darn big slaps in the face for you to pay attention. I don't think you'll ever make that mistake again, dear Aries. And some of you knew what was going on, but just, not doing anything about something is a choice. That's a choice too. So, but it took you to the deepest, darkest depths of hell. And I'm really sorry that was very painful and hurtful for you, Aries, but you have made the best out of it. You have moved a lot of energy in a very short time. King of Wands here. It's also an exalted card. Could be a man over 40 or someone under 40 that is very wise. It looks like a very good advice connection, friend connection, family connection. Could be a father, Aries, fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could stand for you as well if you were an older Aries or a wise Aries. This stands for a number of things for me right now. It means you got it. You have risen your awareness to an exalted, kind place. And it took this for you to really step up and get into your game, and really live in the integrity, speak the truth, and start healing yourself, your situation, and those that are around you. But it really took you to there. I'm also feeling this is a wise person, probably lighter in complexion, um, lighter in hair, fairer in hair, but someone that is kind of your go-to person that has very, very good advice. Um, just be aware not to hand off any problems to them. Just check in with them, kind of like your moral compass. This feels more like your moral compass. And for you, over 40 Aries males, check in with the God of your heart and start trusting what Spirit is telling you. You have very good information. The Lovers is here. Also a great card. It's next to the Ace of Wands. So the more that you get on your path, the more clearer your love life, your loved ones, your lovers, all that you will draw in and raise up your energy. So for those of you within a relationship, the healing has begun. Looks like you're working together. For those of you getting out of relationship, it looks like the communication is clearer. The communication is more respectful. The anger is kind of like in back of you, and new beginnings may come either on a friendship level or just releasing with kindness and love and integrity. For those of you that do not have a lover, I think it's time for you to put it out in the world what you would like. Find your split apart. Find your person that you've kind of put on the back shelf for a long time. You've had other things going, Aries, other things that were more important, children, work, situation, family. But for those of you who have been single for a long time, it looks like you're entertaining the thought. You're welcoming the thought and planting the seed for a new lover and a new life companion. So the love space is really in motion right now with all the planets lining up. Pluto is the sign for, the planet for Scorpio. We're in Scorpio sun right now, so there's a lot of passion and a lot of kind of like what I call autumnal angst. It's kind of like the spring fling stuff, but it's autumnal angst. So we'll get a little bit, our passions start to rise during this time of year. So this is right on track, Aries. Wheel of Fortune, life can go one way or another. You have a clean slate. This is a wonderful card. This is, whatever you put your energy into on the earth plane, it will be rewarded tenfold. So if you focus on the negative, that will be expanded tenfold. If you focus on the positive with the Wheel of Fortune, it will be rewarded. So keep it in the upper chakras, keep it in the upper levels, and out of the survival level, put out good things in the world and good things will be returned to you. King of Cups is right here. Cups are emotions. Kings also is the exalted, taking the high road stuff. Cups are water signs, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. This may be a wise person that is helping you guide yourself or that you're really getting in touch with your emotions. The Knight of Pentacles is here. There's a lot of people. A lot of people happening. So I don't know if you're having a family reunion or just getting out in the world, being more in contact with people. The Knight of Pentacles, that Pentacles can be money, that can be motion, it can be higher education. And the Knight of Pentacles, take a look at what you've put out there in the world. Be responsible for what you've put out in the world. Don't look away from things that you need to own, things you need to make amends for. Looks like some apologies to and from are in your space. But moving forward, just owning behaviors of the past will help you make amends, help you create that positive Wheel of Fortune moving. And it looks like being open to communicating with those that maybe you've pushed out of your awareness for a while. So that is your general reading, dear Aries. And I'm going to pick a couple of these beautiful past life cards. I used these last month and they were pretty right on. So, wisdom. That's been coming up a lot for people. And Father. So take a look at things from the past. Maybe it's things with a father figure that you need to release. Maybe it's communicating with dad. But using the wisdom of the past to propel yourself into the future with love and kindness, being exalted, being in your highest creative, wise self. really thinking before you speak kind of thing. Use the wisdom in all the lessons, whether they were positive or negative. Use all those wisdom to propel you and to create the future that you're looking for. Father figure is here, either something to clean up with dad or just reconnecting with dad on the present level, not the past, not the hurts of the past, not the joys of the past, not what the future may bring, but really right in present time, meeting each other where you are, whether it is forgiving one another, whether it is moving on, or just speaking your truth, love, and kindness. It may also, for many of you, stepping up and taking care of father. That is also in there.